Welcome, wonderful people. This is Mr. Ndabezita once again, and this time we are dealing with a grade 8 question paper on the subject of mathematics. And in the very first question, this is what we are presented with: 2 and 3 and a quarter minus 0.234, the square root of 9, the square root of 25, the third root of negative 27, 5 divided by 0 and 19. And what they require from us is that from the list of these numbers that are provided, number A, they say we should find a prime number. Now remember, in the definition of a prime number is a number that has only two factors. And these two factors has to be two numbers that are different from one another. So 1 cannot be a prime number because 1 times 1 is 1, and these are two identical numbers. Therefore 1 cannot be identified as a prime number. 2 is a prime number. Remember, prime numbers have only two factors, 1 and the number itself, but they have to be very different. So 2 will be a prime number because the factors of 2 are only 2 times 1, and 2 and 1 are two separate numbers. Therefore 2 is a prime number. And we have 3 and so on, and 5 and so on. Only those two numbers which, when you multiply them, they have only the factors 1 and the number itself. So let's look from the list of the numbers that are provided to us. So any whole number, also not any number, some whole numbers like 2, prime numbers, and also rational numbers. So for example, in here, if we were to look for a prime number, it cannot be a prime number can be a fraction. For example, 2 can be written as 2 divided by 1, so be very careful with that. So this one cannot be a prime number. Why? Because it's not a whole number, first of all. Secondly, it cannot be a prime number. Why? Because it has a decimal. The square root of 9 is a 3. That's what I know. The square root of 9 is a 3. So meaning this can be simplified to 3. And the question is 3 a prime number? Yes, 3 has the factors 1 and 3, therefore it is a prime number. So remember, but we need to be very careful here. When you introduce a square root, you will always get two numbers. So the square root of 9 is a positive 3, and the square root of 9 is also negative 3. But let's just interpret this as just 3, not as two different numbers. Let's just say the square root of 9 is 3, and therefore 3 will be a prime number. Let's just restrict ourselves with that. 25 cannot be a prime number because it has more than two factors. The third root of negative 27 is I think it's a 3, negative 3, and negative 3 cannot be a prime number. And then 5 divided by 0, any number divided by 0, it's a complex number. And 19 can be a prime number. So there are only 4 marks that are provided here for A, B, C, and D. So meaning we should only have one number as an answer for each. When I look at the marks there, we have A, B, C, D, therefore, and there's a total of 4 marks. So there should only be one. There should only be one that we pick from that entire list. So in order for us to be very safe in this, we're not going to pick this because it is a square rooted number. This is a fraction, this is a decimal, this the third root of negative 27 will give you negative 3. We're not going to pick that one. Maths error. So the only true prime number we have from this list, where each is provided with a 1 mark, because we have A until D, therefore we will take 19. So the prime number there will be 19. Number B, a square number a square number. So for example, when you square a number, you are in essence doubling that number. So I know that 25 can be a square number because a 5 squared, it's 25. So I'm going to pick this one. C, a negative integer. Now remember, integers are whole numbers, and this time they are very specific, a negative integer. They are whole numbers, and this time they are looking for a negative one. And there it is. The third root of the square root of negative 27 will give you negative 3, and negative 3 is in essence a negative integer. And D, a non-real number. A non-real number, it's a number that doesn't fall on the real number system. It is a complex number, which is 5 divided by 0. And that should give us a total of 4 marks for question 1. Right, now let's go and try to look at question 2. And in question 2, number A, they say that we should determine the prime factors of 275 and 350. So they are looking for prime factors of 275 and 350. Now, suppose you have a calculator FX82ZA, and I'm going to show you how you can find the prime factors of any number using that scientific calculator. So let me go to my calculator here. I'm using FX991ES plus. So what you do, you just type in the number 275, then you press equal sign, then you press shift, and then you press fact. And then I want to show you what it will provide to you. For 275, you will get 5 squared times 11. Let's go and look for 350. So let me just do this. Let me just say 350 equals shift and fact. With the 350, we get 2 times 5 squared times 7. This is exactly what we get. And now, how many marks are provided here? Let me just take you back. We have a total of 4 marks. So what do you do there, because they are not very specific whether you should use the tree diagram or the step ladder diagram. So what we will do is the following. So I'm going to use a ladder diagram. You will say 350, and then I want you to check something here. You have 2 times 5 squared times 7. So it tells you that the first time divide 350 by 2. 350 divided by 2, you see now, what is it that we can get? Let me just do this. So if we say 350 divided by 2, that would give us 175. So we divided by 2. Now you need to divide by the first 5. How many of them do you have? 2 of them. You need to divide first by 5. So 175 divided by 5. Let's see what we will get. 175 divided by 5, that should give us 35. We divided by the first 5. We need to divide by the second 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. That would give you 7. Now you need to divide by 7. And 7 divided by 7 would give you 1. So 350, if you are writing this as prime factors, that would be 2 times 5 times 5 times 7 times 1, which can be rewritten as 2 times, when I multiply numbers of the same basis, I add the exponent, and we are done. I think it is very important that they want to see this. This step is very, very important, because they know you can use a programmable calculator and it can take you straight there. But if you omitted all this, they might take some marks for you. So please try to draw up a table before you can come to this side. Okay, that was for 350. Let's look for 275. Right, we have already saw for 275 we had, remember, 5 squared times 11. So we're going to divide by 5 first time, divide by 5 second time, and then divide by 11 the last time. So I'm going to divide here by 5. Now what is 275 divided by 5? Now let me just do this. 275 divided by 5, that gives us 55. And I'm going to divide by 5 for the second time. 55 divided by 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. That should give us 11. And 11 divided by 11, remember, would give you 1. So 275, that is to say 275 is equals to 5 times 5 times 11 times 1, which can be rewritten as a 5 squared times 11 times 1. And you have written both 275 and 350 as prime factors. And then we are done for number A. Now we go to number B. Right, let me just see what they want in number B. Now determine the highest common factor of 275 and 350. So let's see if we can do that. Now we want the highest common factor of those two numbers, right? 275 and 350. Now let me show you how we are going to do this. Now remember, for 275 we found 5 squared times 11 times 1, and for 350 we found 2 times 5 squared times 7 times 1. Remember, this is what we found. And then what we are going to do is the following. In order to find the highest common factor, it is something that is common. The highest common factor, there has to be a factor, something that is common in here and also in there. Very important. So I have a 5, how many of them? 2 of them in here. 5, how many of them? 2 of them in here. So I'm going to take the highest, which is 5, to the exponent of 2. So you just say 5 squared times. Then you check, is there any other thing that is common on both? No. I cannot take 2, it is not common. I cannot take 7, it is not common. I cannot take 11, it is not common. But I can take 1 because it is common. And what is 5 squared times 1? That is 25. So that is to say 25 can divide into 275 and 350 without leaving any remainder. That is why we are saying it is the highest common factor. And they were providing 2 marks for that. And then that we are fine with question 2. I will see you in question 3. Now in question 3 we have the following. They say calculate the following without the use of a calculator, showing workings out where necessary. So in number A we have -9 minus into -5. Now here The Botmas rule plays a significant role because whenever we remove the brackets, multiplication has to be involved. So I have minus 9 multiply, minus 9, and then from there negative times negative is a positive, and that should give you a 5. This is the first thing that they want to see. They want to see that you have multiplied negative by negative in order to get a positive. So don't just plug this on a calculator yet before you can manipulate that. It is very true that you can plug this on your calculator and it will provide you with the final answer, but it will not show you the steps that are necessary for that. So minus 9 plus 5 will give you minus 4. And this is only the answer that the calculator will provide for you, because all the manipulations are done behind the scenes. As the software engineers, we know how this is done. So let's look at number B. We have negative 4 plus into negative 8 divided by 2 into negative 3. And we need to show our workings without using a calculator. So because there's no number that multiplies negative 4, I might as well just write it outside of the brackets. Positive times negative will give you a negative. 2 times negative 3 will give you negative 6. You can insert this on a calculator, no problem, you will encounter. You can enter this on a calculator, no problem, you will encounter. Minus 4 minus 8, that should give us minus 12 divided by minus 6. Negative divided by negative is a positive. 6 divided by 2, or how many 6 can I pull out of 12? 2 of them. That should be a final answer for you. And they give you 3 marks for that. 3 marks. And then let's go to number C. The square root of 25 minus the third root of minus 8 plus into minus 2 squared. Right, I know that the square root of 25 is 5. Please do not say plus or minus 5, because remember in the previous tutorials we said when you introduce the square root you will always get 2 numbers. But in this case, please, whenever you are dealing with this type of algebra, just say the square root of 25 on your calculator and then it will provide you with 5. Minus. Now here there's a trick. Now here what they want is for you to remove this using the laws of the exponent. So I'm going to show you this. Now negative 8, we're going to have a bracket. Negative 8 in exponential form can be written as negative 2 to the exponent of 3. And then when you remove the square root, you will say 1 over 3 there. I hope you understand the basics, because I'm now dealing with a previous question paper. I don't have time for showing you the basics, but I hope you understand. Negative 8 can be written as negative 2 to the exponent of 3, and then you want to remove the third root. Therefore, you will say 1 over whatever number you have there. Addition sign. Negative 2 squared, any number inside of the brackets that is negative which has been squared will always bring out a positive. You can just insert this on a calculator and the correct answer will be shown on the screen for you. So we have 5 minus. Now in here we need to multiply. 3 as a numerator, 3 as a denominator, they will go once into each other. You are left with 2 to the exponent of 1 plus your 4. And then you will say 5 minus 2, that is 3. 3 plus 4, that should give you 7. And you are done. And they will give you that total of 4 marks, because they are looking as to whether you have understood the fundamental principle. But let's see. Let's be very, 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 very careful here. Look at something here. Please look at something here. Was there multiplication here? I want you to look at something here. Yes, because this, if it is inside of the brackets, once you say 3 into 3 goes once, you are left with -2 to the exponent of 1. But now look what I have done. I did not put in that negative. Do you see the mistake? I didn't put in that negative there, and that will make us very serious problems. And then negative times negative should give us a positive. So meaning, let's erase this one, meaning we have 5 plus 2 plus 4. That should give us 7. 7 plus 4 should give us 11. Let's just go and verify this. Let's just go and verify this. So we have the square root of 25 minus the third root of -8 plus -2 squared, and the answer is 11. Very good. So it is very important that we see such mistakes, allow ourselves to do these mistakes, so that at the end of the day we can learn from our mistakes. Something worthy of noting, highly worthy of noting. So unfortunately that was the end of question 3. We need to go to question 4. Right, the question paper comes from St. John DSG. I think this is a school from Gauteng or something, I'm not very sure. So let's go to question 4. Simplify the following. We have a c squared plus c squared plus c squared. Now, whenever there's addition involved and the letters are the same, remember there's a 1 there, there's a 1 there, then there's also a 1 there. So you just say 1 plus 1 plus 1, it's 3, then you leave your c squared. So c squared plus c squared plus c squared is a 3c squared. That's how you find your answer. And number B, we have a 3a minus 2a minus 5a. Right, so 3a minus 2a minus 5a. So 3a minus 2a, it's 1a. 1a minus 5a is minus 4a. That should be the answer for you then. And then number C, you have 3p multiplied by p. So you will write your 3. When you multiply numbers of the same basis, you add the exponent. So you will write one base, which is p. 1 plus 1 will give you 2. And you will be done. Very good. And then let's continue in our work. So let's go to number D. This is just to test whether you understand the arithmetic of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. This is all what they are trying to check. So we have 6b divided by 3b. Now, what we will normally say is that b into b will go once. Why? Because the other one is a numerator and a denominator. And then you would say 6 divided by 3 will give you 2. Or how many 3's can I pull out of 6? 2 of them. And you will be done. Right, let's go to number E. 3 times A plus 4 times A times B minus 2 times A. So this is what we have. 3 times A, 3A. Just as you have x times z, it's xz. 12 times p, it's 12p, and so on. So I have addition sign. 4 times A, it's 4A. Times B, it's B. 4 times a, it's 4a, times b, it's 4ab. So you can just say 4 times a times b, it's 4ab, minus 2 times a, it's 2a. And then you can group the like terms here. This is similar to that in a way that they both have a's. So you can say 3a minus 2a, it's just 1a, and you have 4ab. So you cannot add these two. Why? Because there's no b here. You can do that. So your answer becomes a plus 4ab, and that is totally fine with us. And then you can go to number f, and you can have 3x minus y minus 2x minus y minus 3x. So we're going to remove the brackets by multiplication. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative y, it's negative 3y. Multiply negative 2 times 2x, it's negative 4x. We have already talked about this. Negative 2 times negative y, it's positive 2y minus 3x. And then we can group the like terms together. This has x, x, and x. So 3 minus 4 is minus 1. Minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. X. Now I go to y's now. Minus 3y plus 2y, it's minus 1y. And you are done. You cannot add those two because they are not the same. And then that works just fine. And then number G, we have 14d squared minus 7d divided by 7d. Now I want to point your attention to something here. They want to test whether you understand the concept of factorization. So what we can do here, there's something common on the numerator which I can pull out. First of all, 7 goes into 14 without leaving any remainder, therefore I'm going to take out 7. I have 2 d's, I have 1 d, therefore I'm going to take the lowest. Very good. And then because there's nothing common anymore that I can take out, therefore you make a bracket. And then you say, what number when I multiply by 7 will I get 14? That's 2. You took 1 d in here. There it is. How many d's are left? Just 1. Subtraction sign. You took 7 from this. There it is. You also took d. There it is. Because there's nothing left, you will always say there's a 1 that is left. Divided by 7d. You have 7d as a numerator and as a denominator, and there's multiplication. Therefore, this into this will go once, and your answer is 2d minus 1. Something worthy of noting, and they were giving you 3 marks for that because there was some factorization to be done. So let's go to number H. X squared multiplied by 2x3 multiplied by 5x4. So what we will do is to say there's a 1 there. 1 times 2 times 5 is 10. Then we will say x squared times x3 times x4. You write 1 base because you are multiplying, you are adding the exponents. 2 plus 3, it's 5. 5 plus 4, it's 9. And this becomes your final answer. And they were just giving you 2 marks for that, just to check if you understand. Let's go to number I. 2a3 multiplied by 3ab squared minus 3a squared b squared. We just need to simplify this. Right, what we are going to do, let's try to simplify whatever that is inside of the brackets before we can exit. So 2 times 3 is 6. A3, remember there's a 1 here for the exponent of A. A3 times A, remember that would be A4, because when you multiply you add, and therefore you are left with your B squared. So we can put the brackets back, no problem. The square there tells us to repeat this 2 times. Very good. And then from here, what we can do, the choice is yours, I don't want to lie. You can say, okay, negative times negative is a positive. Okay, let me just do it in this way. 6a4b squared, right? And then let's fix this one. Negative 3 times negative 3, it's 9. A squared times a squared, it's a4. Remember, when we multiply we add. B times b is b squared. Then from there you can say 6 times 9 times a4 times a4 is a8. B squared times b squared is b4. And then that would be your final answer. You can just go to your calculator and find out what the value is for this one. I hope you have understood that part. And then if you have, let's continue. For the very last one, which is number J, we have 5p3 p4 q3 squared 10p q3. So what we are going to do, remember we're going to leave this one 5p3. We're going to repeat this 2 times, but there's a simpler way of doing this. We don't have to repeat this 2 times. What we can do, you can just write your p and you just say 4 times 2, that's 8. Write your q, 3 times 2 is 6, and you are done. And you can divide by 10p q3. And then from there, there's something else that you can do. From here, you have a 5. You can bring it down. Look what is happening. P3 multiplied by P8. That should give you P11. And then you have your Q6 divided by 10P Q3. We can take this further. 5 divided by 10, it's 1/2. You have P11 of them, you cancel 1, you will be left with 10 of them on the numerator. You have Q, 6 of them, you cancel 3 on the denominator. On the numerator, you will be left with 3 of them. So this can be rewritten as P10 Q3 divided by 2. Because 1 times P10 times Q3, it's this, divided by 2. And you will be done for question what question is this? Question 4. And then I will see you in question 5. Okay, wonderful people, let's move to question 5. So in question 5 they say consider the expression below and then answer the questions that follows. So we are given the expression. Remember, an expression, it's a mathematical description that has no equal sign. 9 plus 3 x squared minus 4x3 minus 4x. So this is a mathematical expression. In question 5 number A, just 1 mark is provided and they say the following. They want us to rewrite the expression in descending order, so meaning from biggest to smallest. That would be the descending powers of x. So we will start first with this, since it is the highest exponent. Remember to take in the sign. So that would be negative 4x3 plus 3x squared minus 4x plus 9. So descending powers of x. They should have been more specific, but that is fine. How many terms are there in the expression? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. Number C, what is the coefficient of x squared? The coefficient, it's a number that is in front of your x squared, which is positive 3. And then number D, determine the value of the expression if x is equals to minus 1. So we will have 9 plus 3 into minus 1 squared minus 4 into minus 1, 3 minus 4 into minus 1. So I'm substituting on the original one. You can do it in this one, no difference it shall make. So I have 9 plus 3 minus 1 squared minus 4 into minus 1, 3 minus 4 into minus 1. So I will get 9 plus negative 1 squared, it's 1, 1 times 3, it's 3, minus 4 times negative 1 to the exponent of 3 will give you negative 1. Negative times negative, it's a positive. And then from here you will have your 9 plus 3 minus 4 times minus 1, it's positive 4 plus 4. So look what is happening. I have my 9, there it is, plus 3 from this, there it is. Negative 4 times negative 1, it is 4. Negative times negative, it's positive. And then from here they will say 9 plus 3, it's 12, 12 plus 4, 16, 16 plus 4, it's 20. So 20 becomes the answer for this expression. So that was a total of 6 marks for question 5. All right, let's move on to question 6. So in question 6 we have the following. They say in question 6, write algebraic expression for the following. So they want the sum of A and B. We need to write an algebraic expression for that, or an algebraic expression for this. The sum of A and B. Now sum is addition. So what are you adding? You are adding A and B. So that would be A plus B. That would be the expression. Very good. Number B, the product of A and B. Product is multiplication. So what are you multiplying A and B? This is the product of A and B. C, they say 3 times the difference between P and Q. 3 times the difference between P and Q. 3 times the difference is subtraction, the difference of what? P and Q. So this is the difference of P and Q, but 3 times that difference. Please be very, very careful there. You have to say 3 open bracket P minus Q. 3 times the difference of P minus Q. 3 times the difference of P and Q. Very important. And then the very last one, the sum of 2 numbers where the second number is double the first number. So the sum of 2 numbers. So let's say those numbers are x and y. Their sum, that would be x plus y. The sum of 2 numbers, we have these 2 numbers which we don't know, which is x and y, where the second number is double the first. So let's double the second number. And let's rewrite this in a nicer way. X plus 2y. And you are done. Right, that was just question 6. It was worth 7 marks. Let's go to question 7. Now in question 7, if a equals 3, b equals minus 2, and c equals 0, find the value of a, b all squared. So if a is equals to 3 and b is equals to minus 2 and c is equals to 0, they want us in number a to find ab squared. So a is 3, b is minus 2, that is squared. 3 times negative 2, it's negative 6 squared, which will give you 36. If you plug this on your calculator, you will get that. Now number b, they want ab divided by c. So ab divided by c, a is a 3, b it's minus 2, divided by c, which is a 0. 3 times negative 2, negative 6 divided by 0, which is complex number. Very, very complex, or you can say math error, or you can say it is undefined. Right, number c, they say a minus 2b. So this is what they want. So a it's 3 minus 2, b it's minus 2. So you have your 3 there. Negative times negative, it's positive. 2 times 2, it's 4, which will give you a 7. And you are pretty much done. Right, that was question 7. We need to move to question 8. So in question 8, what is it that they want? Let me just scroll up. Okay, solve for x in the following. So number a, they say x minus 1, it's equals to 5. Now remember, when we solve for x has to be on its own on the side, so let's write it. Equal sign, we have 5. Let's take this negative 1 to the other side of the equal sign. It is negative. When it goes to that side, it becomes positive, and you get your answer as a 6 then. Very good. And to check whether you are correct, 6, where you see x, go and write 6. 6 minus 1 is equals to 5. So you are correct in what you have said. Let's go to number b. X divided by 2 equals negative 5. We need to get rid of the denominator whenever we are solving for x. So how do we get rid of the denominator? We multiply both sides by the denominator. So that is to say, x divided by 2, you will multiply this by 2. Negative 5, you will multiply that by 2. So this into this goes once, because denominator and numerator, they are the same. You will be left with x. Negative 5 times 2, it's negative 10. And you will be done. Let's go to number c. 4x minus 21 equals 5 minus 9x. So from here, we need to group the like terms, x's with x's, numbers with numbers. So this is for x. This one, it's negative. When it goes to the other side, it becomes positive. Equal sign. You have your 5 at this side. Take this negative to that side, it becomes positive. 4x plus 9x should give you 13x. 5 plus 21 should give you 26. We can divide by 13. This into this goes once. I think, how many 13s can I pull out of 26? 2 of them. And you are done. That was number C. Let's go to number D. So 4x plus 3 equals 5. 6x minus 2 plus 3. So we can have 4x plus 12. We can have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We can have 30x minus 10. Please be very careful of the multiplication in there. Plus 3. 4x plus 12. I have my 30x, group the like terms. Minus 10 plus 3, it's minus 7. Okay, that is fine because this one is bigger. Let's take the smaller one to the other side. So this side I'll be left with 12. Take this to the other side. You have 30x. Take this to the side, and this is what you get. 12 plus 7 should give us 19. 30 minus 4 should give us 26x. 26. This into this goes once, and this becomes your number. And if you can simplify this, you can just go ahead and do it. That is also fine. And then let's go to number E. 2x squared equals 32. We want to get rid of the coefficient of x squared. We do that by dividing both sides by that number. This into this goes once. You are left with your x squared. 36 divided by 2 should give you 16. You want to get rid of the exponent of 2 there, just square both sides. The square root on 2 will cancel. You will be left with x, or you can say the square root on 2 goes once into each other. The square root of 16 is 4. And you are done. That was question 8. Let's see what we have in question 9. So in question 9, they say write an expression for the distance from A to B in terms of x and simplify. So let me show you what they have here. They have something like this, something like this, something like that. So this is 3x plus 20, 10 minus 2x, 4x plus 18, and 5 into 7 minus x. So this is A, this is B, C, D, and E. And I want you to be very, very careful here. Write an expression for the distance from A to B in terms of x and simplify. So the distance from A going to B. And I know that distance is a measure of the length with respect to the time. So I'm just going to add this with this, because to get to B from A, I need to move in this sequence. So I'm going to say, so meaning I'm adding all these. 3x plus 20 plus 4x plus 18. Okay, sorry, plus 10 minus 2x plus 5 into 7 minus x. That would be the distance. So this plus this plus this plus that. You just adding all those things. And then what I can do is just to say, okay, 3x plus 4x is 7x. 7x minus 2x is 5x. So let me just do this to show that I'm done with those. 20 plus 18, it's 38. And then 38 plus 10, it's 48. So I have 48. Are we done? Yes, we are done. Plus I have my 5, 7 minus x. So from here I can say 5x plus 48 plus 5 times 7, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 5 times negative x is minus 5x. Now look what transpires in here. This is a positive, this is a negative, and 48 plus 35. 8 plus 5 it's 13. 4 plus 3 it's 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. So you will get 83 as the answer for that. And 3 marks are provided if everything was done correctly, additions and everything. This is exactly what we should get. Should there be any problem, any mistake of adding the numbers there, it's your duty to fix it. Don't argue about that. Alright, in question 10 they say if x is the largest of 3 consecutive natural numbers, what are the other 2 numbers in terms of x? Now in terms of x, this is very important. If x is the largest of 3 consecutive natural numbers, so they are consecutive in the fact that they follow one another in a sequence of increasing numbers. So natural numbers, that would be 1 going to infinity, so we can have x plus 1. If x is the largest of 3 consecutive natural numbers, what are the other 2 numbers in terms of x? So I'm going to say x plus 1 plus x. Will I be correct to say x plus 2 and x plus 3? Now let's check. If x is the largest of 3 consecutive natural numbers, what are the other 2 numbers in terms of x? Okay. So if x is the largest of 3 consecutive natural numbers, what are the other 2 numbers in terms of x? That would be x plus 1 and x plus 2. Because in terms of natural numbers and these numbers are consecutive, I can say x plus 1 because 1 is a natural number and this is written in terms of x. And again x plus 2, it's a natural number, 2 written in terms of x. So if x was the largest, so meaning we had x and x plus 2 and x plus 3. So if x is the largest of those 3 consecutive x is the largest of 3 consecutive natural numbers, what are the other 2? The other 2 may be x plus 1 or x plus 2. And if this is not correct, sit down and think about that. Just try and sit down. Right, and then I think we have to move to section B, which is worth 45 marks. And they say the following: fill in the missing word in each of the following. So in number A, they say 250 degrees is called what angle. They want to know what is the name of a 250 degree angle. And I'm going to draw your attention to the Cartesian plane. 0, 90, 180, 270 and 360 degrees. These are acute angles because they are all angles that are less than 90. They are greater than 0 but less than 90. This is acute. This is obtuse, if I remember well. This is a reflex, and this is revolution. Right. So a 250 degree angle is between 180 and 270, and it is called a reflex. Very good. Number B, the complement of 40 is complementary angles add up to 90. So the complement of 40, what is it that we need to add to 40 in order to get 90? That is 50. So the complement of 40 is 50 degrees because complementary angles add up to 90. The supplementary of 80 is supplementary angles forms a straight line, they add up to 180. So the supplement of 80 degrees is 100. Why? Because 100 plus 80 would give you 180 degrees. And then number D, the size of an angle of an equilateral triangle is, now an equilateral triangle is a triangle whose all angles are equal, so 60 degrees. So remember, an equilateral triangle has 3 sides that are equal. If 3 sides are equal, therefore all those angles are equal. Something worthy of noting. And then let's go to number E. A triangle with 3 sides of equal lengths. Okay, the size of an equilateral angle, okay, that is 60. A triangle with 3 sides of equal length is called an equilateral. So do you see what they are doing? They are playing with us here. Equilateral triangle. Okay, that is fine. Let's go to number F. If an obtuse angle is halved, what type of an angle is formed? So let's look at an obtuse angle. Suppose we are having an obtuse angle like let's take the closest one. Let's take 150, and let's halve this 150, and let's allow it to give us okay, let's say 75 degrees. So what is that 75 degrees? It will always give you an acute, so that will be an acute. So if an obtuse angle is halved, what type of an angle is formed? It forms an acute angle. Okay, let's go to number G, and they say the angle between the 2 hands of a clock at 12:20 is, okay, let me just draw up a line. They say the angle between the 2 hands of a clock at 12:20 is, now let's try to draw this clock. And we know that the clock will be 12 here, okay, it will be 6 there, it will be 3 there, it will be 9 there. Suppose this is the clock that we have, and the time it's 12:20. Okay, let me just do this. So let's say okay, this is 12, this is 15. So let's say, how do we do this? The angle between 2 hands of a clock at 12:20 is what? Now let's look at this. 12 hour, 15, 20 might be somewhere here. And what is that angle there? What is that angle? That's a revolution angle. Let's look. Check in here. 12, 15, 12, 20, it's in here. And it's a revolution angle. So that would be revolution angle. And then the very last one, number H, 90 degree is also known as a what? It is also known as a right angled. Right angled. So a 90 degree angle is also known as a right angled. And we are done with question 1 of section B. We go to question 2. So in question 2 we have the following. They say classify each triangle according to their sides. So the first one is provided to us here, and this is what is that. And we know that if two sides are equal, therefore two angles are equal. And we need to classify this triangle. Which triangle has equal sides of equal angle? That's an isosceles triangle. So this is an isosceles triangle. Now B, they have this 1, 2, 3. So that is to say all three sides are not equal, therefore all three angles are not equal. And what triangle is that? Is it not scalene? I'm not very sure, guys. It's been a very long time not revisiting this grade 8 syllabus. I think this is a scalene, but if it is not, go and find out what it is. Right, so I'm not going to stress myself with that. So let's go to question 2.1.